Alright, so like someone said go check out Buddy, so I go check out Buddy. I don't know his name right now. Anyway, so I watched almost the whole thing, and he was like showing stuff about Japanese, Confucianism versus something else with a D or something. And he had a little whiteboard, and he wrote some words on the whiteboard, and, you know. And I saw 3858 in there, because you're making the V on the L. L is the seam, L is the 12. When you're looking at everything that's left over, the 12 is again the middle, okay, but you're making the V again with the odd numbers and even numbers, okay? So that bubble that makes the V, that goes around all this shit, counts. So like 3 and 2 is your 5, plus 2 is 7, so it's like 3, 8, 5, 8. Anyway, so, it's in everything. So like, they're just words, okay? They're just words, okay? So M is your 13, which is your circle 3, okay? Then you have A, C, which is 1, 3, which is 4, and a 4, which is your 8. But then you gotta circle it. Right? And then your N is 14, which is a 5. But then your A will be the 1, which is circling it. And then your LD, again, it's this whole paradigm with the L. What is L? It's 12 or 50. Anyways, if it's 12, 1, 2, 4 would be your 7. Oh, almost. But maybe it's complete. This doesn't count for the circle on it, unless you account for the leading one of 13, when you connect the end of the story back to the beginning of the story, because you're trying to make a ring out of it. Maybe that's a +1 here, okay? 1, 2, 4 is 7. The one over here is 8, and then the leading one of the 13 could be your circle date. I don't know, or the whole thing's complete. But, it's all like, about perspective. Because you need 3,858 magnets needed in a cellular energy device, but we gotta make 2 of them, where all these bubbles count for double, as a whole. Okay. So I did a little bit more than just decode a bunch of randomness, so, bear with me. This one. So I decided to think about... let's go back over here. Right, the big heart that starts on the X. Okay, the heart that goes up here, encompassing a 1x4 and a 1x2. It goes down here, encompassing a 1x5, a 1x3, a 1x1, and a 1x1. And then goes up here, encompassing a 1x4 and a 1x2, and then goes back down to the X, okay, in your little heart thing, okay? This 1x5, this 1x3, and this 1x1 are excluded or moved down to the bottom, but you need a 1. You need to pin the tail on the donkey to complete the goddamn thing. Here's your 42, the answer to everything. Here's your 42, the answer to everything, between the left and right paradigm. And then here's your 5, 3, 1. Oh, I see 3s and 5s and 1s and 4s and 2s. We should do some math. But this is about basically pinning the tail on a donkey. Now, what do you need to pin the tail on a donkey? If there's 4 extra columns here to make the tail, okay, and you're still going to the top, that means you have 9 plus 4 is 13. You need a 13 by 13 grid. But before you pin the tail on the donkey, you don't, harness this energy, okay? This would be pivoting from your starting point, which means you need 4 quadrants for it to go, around like a fan blade, to move the air. So there are 97 cells in the heart when it's complete. So if you're gonna not pin the tail on the donkey, then, which is, basically, this grows 3 sizes too big, because I'm the Grinch, okay? I'm the villain in every movie. It's all about, he who understands energy will destroy the world. Because the markets are going to crash and grocery stores won't work. But, you need to think about the space. Okay, so space. Yeah, you guys, it's space. You live in a battery. Okay, so, light can bend in air. Okay, so right here is, right here are the 96 cells of the heart, which does not have the completed tail. Okay, so 96 times the 4 quadrants is 384. Okay, You have your 9 rows, your 4 other to make the heart, you know, so you need a 13 rows by 13 columns to make a 13 by 13, which is 169. A circled 69 guy. Anyway, to get to the next resolution, okay, you start at the top right quadrant with the 69 and 69 over here, okay? And sideways to make Stairway to Heaven. On top of the 1 by 9, there's a 1 by 8. That's why 17, or Q, creation code, is very important. Anyways, so your 13 by 13 is that, okay? If you're going to have 4 of them, it's that. The middle of the 9 by 9 matrix value is 76. 7 meaning the moon, 6 meaning the sun. Or is it backwards? This is very fitting numerically. So I see all these synchronicities and I'm like, you know, 3, 8, 4, circle it all as a 1 by 3, 3, 8, 5. And if you can't see an 8 with a bunch of bubbles here, then you're retarded. You need 3,858 magnets to make one of these goddamn things. 4 different types of magnets. I'm tired of repeating myself. But hey, this is life. So the difference between the space that is there and the space needed for this fan blade to rotate is that. Now, I've been looking at 292 a lot. Okay, 292's been popping up here and there in movies and shit, and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? So this might be the explanation for 292. So a little bit further. Yeah, oh, damn it. The table works best. So the table works best. So here you go. This is basically the same thing. You have your 5, 3, 1 from the top, going down to the bottom. You have a 1 to circle everything to make a new one. It's kind of making a V, okay? And you have a 42, 42, or 2424, whatever the hell you want to think of it. A 66 with a circle around it for your 6, 6. 1 by 6. I don't know, begins with a 5, ends with a 1. And that has a 3. I don't know. Sums to 9. 5, 3, 1. Upside down could be a 6. I don't know, you're carbon based, you tell me. So anyways, 2 and 4 here, there's 6. Okay, but there's 2 of them. Like this half and this half because of balance between time. Okay, on any matrix. So it's basically a circle 2 and a circle 4. Because it actually kind of is. Which is a 3 and a 5, which is an 8. You have a 3 and a 5. Okay, we're taking care of this, taking care of this. And then you have a 3 and a 5 here, which is an 8. 3, 5, 8. 3, 8, 5, 8. 3, 8, 5, 8. Anyway, you have 3 groups. 1, 2, 3. 5 and 3 is 8. You're making a V for 5. And then your leftovers are your 1, 1, 2, 4. Right? Because they repeat. We've already accounted for balance between the left and right here. Let's just account for the values once. And you do that, you get 8. 3, 5, 8, 5. 3, 8, 5. 3, 8, 5, 8. So I was like, okay, I didn't like this one. Okay. So then I wrote it down like this, just in simple form. Okay. This is basically what's going on, right? You're moving these from here to here. And you got this. Like 3, 8, 5, 14, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 things. 18, 3, 8, 5, 8, circled. 7, 7, 1, 6. 3, 8, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 8. Put all of it circled on this paper, let's say, for 7716. No? I think I did it differently here. Okay, there's you're starting, I went left to right here. Okay, so you start left to right like we always do, right? So it starts at 2. Circle 2 is a 3. Alright. But then you have a 4, and then you have a 5 here, right? You have a 4, but then you have a 5 here, and a 4. So it's like, remember I did the 777V? Now I'm going to do the 444V, okay? Because I'm going to pull one from here to make a V around it all. Make a tetrahedron, a V, a 4. V, maybe. I don't know. They're both the same. Alright, so you have a 4 just being repeated, so let's just use it once. You have 3 circles, 1, 2, 3 to make the V, which is one bubble in its own. So 4 and 3 is 7, 7 and 1 is 8. Okay, so there's your 3, 8. Okay, you're making a bubble. We didn't add the 5 yet, so there's your 5, 3, 8, 5, because it's circled, because it's in a bubble. So this one's already circled. Okay, so 3 is not circled, 8 is not circled, 5 is circled. Okay, what's left? Okay, what's left is you have your circled 3, your circled 1, your circled 1, and your circled 2. Okay, so circle 3 is 4, circle 1 is 2, circle 1 is 2, 8. 3, 8, circled 5, 8. And the end of the story. We're at the end of the story. We have a circled 2, which is a 3, because you got to circle this 3, you got to circle this 8, and you got to circle this 8. For that many magnets needed. And cellular energy. So yeah, if there's somebody out there that wants to challenge the paradigm and understand like philosophy and math, you know, from a different point of view, it's like, oh, I guess why not, you know? I mean, it counts. Never underestimate a McDonald, but you know, it's just, there it is. Like, you know, prove me wrong or whatnot, but I mean, there must be something wrong with me, right? Because I want to make the world a better place for everyone. I know, horrible person. Because of math, and that, and that, and that. I think there's a ruler here, and a page from a book with a leaf on top of it, which is also very helpful in understanding things. But whatever, right?